The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Now broadcasting from the Right to Offend Media Studios in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, art, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report Live with Sam Whitfield.
But giving offense is good. In fact, it's essential.
And Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first Whitfield Report. In fact, not just the Whitfield Report Monday edition, but the first Whitfield Report episode for 2026. Great to have you aboard, and Happy New Year. And as you might be able to tell based on today's title, well, oftentimes we have writers and podcasters, occasionally musical people on the show, but I decided to start the new year off by kind of inviting a friend of the show who has done all three. And I suppose it could be considered cheating since I'm going in-house for the first guest, technically with Right to Offend Media. But the mighty Mortheous returns, for a one-on-one show for the new year.
Hey.
So happy to have you.
Two cripples wheeled into a... Happy to be here.
Yeah. In fact, to borrow the name of Eric Bishop's podcast, A Tale of Two Scribes, I think this episode is going to be titled like A Tale of Two Cripples, or something. Because why not? But anyway, welcome to the show, Mortheous. How was the remainder of your 2025, and how has your 2026 been at the time we're recording this, 3 days into it?
Knock on wood, 2026 hasn't fucked me yet. The tail end of 2025 was me being an absolute nerd, doing a little bit of drinking, and building some Legos.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I did not know that you were into Legos, but that's pretty cool. So, yeah, and I mean, just 2026 it's kind of been uneventful so far for the most part, except I should point out that we're recording this on a Saturday night, and I'm sure we'll talk about this on Wednesday, but it appears that Trump sent in Delta Force into Venezuela, and they captured Nicolas Maduro, the dictator over there, who
I did see that. That's pretty wild.
Who I just found out, like, before being president, he was a bus driver. But then he was connected to Hugo Chavez, who was the previous dictator, and yeah, I mean, I guess I guess that's what happens when you're in a communist country. The bus driver can really become president without any qualifications. So, um,
It's absolutely fucking wild. And they said Trump had no qualifications.
right? Yeah, well, apparently, I don't know if this is true, but from what I heard, like the new fire chief for like New York City, uh, apparently is a is like a lesbian, like DEI hire who has no experience. Like she's never been a firefighter before, and she's proud of that
Given who
actually.
their current mayor is now with Mandami, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think it's going to be a few years before I visit the city again.
Thank fuck I live nowhere near the city.
Of course, yeah, right. Of course, by the time I go back, if they have someone who's a fire chief who doesn't even know how to fight fires, then that could be dangerous. Manhattan might burn again, just like in the
Again,
1800s.
again, and continuously for years, and not know how to fucking put them out.
Yeah. Yeah, well, maybe after Mondami we'll get Rudy Giuliani 2.0. Here's hoping.
That would be good.
But uh anyway, so I have to ask, you've been hosting Bits and Bones for about a year now. It's been about like the has it been I think it's been a full year at this
Oh
point,
yeah,
hasn't it?
it's been a little over a full year.
And so, how has your experience hosting Bits and Bones been?
It's fun. It's the fun non formal project, and it's fun and low pressure. So how do you like being a second or third chair for it?
I love it because I do not have to be the host of the show. So it's a different animal. So and I don't have to worry about like producing too much, although like I might be working on an intro video for Bits and Bones.
That'd be cool.
So anyway, I actually wanted to ask you because we've gotten a question on this before. What is your background in gaming per se? Are you just like a passionate gamer or
I'm a
did
passionate gamer. I would played Gwent when that community was active for the entire life of that game. I was a part of one of the esports teams that they had. Mostly passionate gamer, but my main background is in music because I've got a degree in music industry and audio producing.
nice. So yeah, so you are a music producer by trade then.
I would more say audio engineer, because I don't really do a whole lot of music, but audio engineer fit.
Fair enough. Um so as an audio engineer then this kind of fits into something I saw recently.
I'm gonna pull the Mudahar and say I'm an engineer.
Well, you know, I mean you know, Craig is an engineer too.
Yeah, and I'm
You
pretty
know,
sure Craig outranks me. So
yeah, well Craig is a doctor, so he outranks all of us. So, um, but as an audio engineer, I have to ask, what do you think of this? I guess there's this phenomenon where like Gen Z and Gen Alpha are discovering like CDs now, which is hilarious to me. And I
That
guess
that
like
is that is pretty fucking funny to me. 'Cause my first CD that I received as a gift was Hootie No Blowfish correct review.
yeah,
I'm an old fucker.
um, yeah. Well, I mean, my first CD that I got as a gift was the Who was Who's Next, and I still have a copy of it. Um, and but I think it is funny how like uh they're now finding out how like losses how like CD quality is better than and streaming.
CD quality is better than streaming, and fucking vinyl is better than CD.
Yeah. The funny thing is I own a few vinyls, but I do not have a vinyl uh I do not have like a record player. Uh
Very few people do these days.
you can get one now like for pretty cheap, so um are you a CD guy or like more of a vinyl guy or streaming just like everyone else now?
I, if I have it in physical format, I will play it in physical format. CD, vinyl, what have you. But if I don't have it, I'm just gonna go to YouTube.
I mean I have Apple Music, but if there's like an album that I really like that I'll like replay over and over, I do tend bu-
I
to
do
buy
tend to buy
the
buy physical copies as well.
yeah. Um and that's mainly just because like with rights and whatnot,
Absolutely.
you never know when something is going to get pulled from streaming services. So,
And actually,
um
funny story. Where I have my computer set up, my streaming set up, I have a two shelf stand that has the mixture of my CDs as well as my the CDs that I inherited from my grandfather when he passed.
yeah, that's similar to that's similar to my thing with my uncle. You can't see it because I've got the green screen up, but behind me is the shelf, and on the second level I have my CDs and then his CDs, and I've also got CDs here on the desk with me that are like off screen. But yeah, I just found that funny how there are now like Gen Alpha YouTubers that are discovering, CDs for
They're discovering what real music sounds like.
yeah, well they're also discovering watches. They're also discovering watches too, which is funny.
That's hilarious.
So, I mean, I have like an Apple Watch. Like I also have a pretty nice collection of like uh of just like, standard watches that I inherited from my late grandfather. So, um
Yeah, my daily watch is a G Shock because it's pretty indestructible with the wheelchair and whatnot. But I also have a
yeah,
couple
the
of dress watches that I go to on occasion.
Yeah, those Kasu shocks. Yeah, those are nice. I had one, and then I think I got rid of it like way back when I was still in Colorado. So, um, but anyway, well, what are you looking forward to in terms of like 2026? What are your hopes for kind of in like, media or pop culture or really anything?
Earlier today, the game developer Rebel Wolves just confirmed that Blood of Dawnwalker is coming out in 2026. So they didn't officially give us a release date, but they said the game will be out this year.
That's interesting. The gaming industry is kind of, I don't know, it's been in a
The
weird
the
spot.
the triple A is fucked, but the independents and double A like Rebel Wolves is in a pretty good shape. And I'm pretty sure you've heard me say this on Bits and Bones there, Sammy. But Rebel Wolves is made up of former CDPR devs that left the studio.
Yeah. Um I mean what's interesting is that like I mean there are some double A studios like Remedy that like do sometimes go into the DEI thing, but not often. I'm really hoping, and I know we just talked about this on Bits and Bones, which hopefully now people can find on Spotify as well. But I know on the last Bits and Bones episode that we had, there have been concerns about the new James Bond, game going woke, which I
Yeah,
hope,
that would suck.
which I hope to God isn't the case. But if it is, like, sadly, I think that also will show kind of the direction that Amazon might be taking the franchise as well.
Unfortunately,
So, um, and then I actually haven't seen The Witcher season 4 yet, but I watched a video review on it, and the review I saw on it was better than probably the season itself. I would imagine. I
very
would
funny.
imagine.
And quite honestly, I stopped watching Witcher Netflix mid season 2 when they killed Lambert, which because fuck you, I'm not watching your fan fiction.
Yeah, well, you might be interested in
Because I'm sorry, Geralt and Vesemir wouldn't kill Eskel. Period.
right. Well, I guess they killed Vesemir in season 4, even though,
Oh
even
yeah,
though like
so homo.
even even though we're nowhere near like the wild hunt yet. At least not in the game. At least not in the Netflix series. Also, the one I guess my cool thing is your favorite character in The Witcher is played by Lawrence Fishburne. So there's that.
I did see that in the clips that I have seen him in the character. I have no issue with that portrayal at all.
But I mean, but it also seems like he's playing Morbius. Um
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. The and like I wanna like it's is it Chris Hemsworth or the other
It's
Hemsworth?
the other Hemsworth, Liam.
Yeah. I like William Hemsworth. I just don't think he's The Witcher.
He has the Henry Cavill problem.
Where he's just been typecast, you mean?
Well, no. Whereas, as far as the fans are concerned, Henry Cavill is our Geralt, meaning Liam Hemsworth is not.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's one of those things. It's going to be super hard to replace anyone, who's been like in an iconic role like that. So, um, do you think? And then I know that like The Witcher 4 is coming out. Do you think the direction of The Witcher 4 as a game is taking the direction it is because of the show? Or do you think they were
No,
headed?
I honestly think it has nothing to do with the show. To me, what it has to do with is back in 2022 or 2023, developers put up an ESG and DEI video up on their YouTube channel, and went through all of that business, as well as signed a legally binding European woke charter.
It's a well that would explain a lot then, I guess.
Unfortunately, and I think we mentioned it on Bits and Bones, either yesterday at the time we were recording or last week, that uh, there, there rumbles about a new Witcher 3 expansion, and looking over a bunch of things that have come out, well, that have been pointed out to me today, it's basically confirmed. It's just a matter of when it's going to be released. The rumor is May.
In that in
It's a
The Witcher
decade
3,
old game.
yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. It's a decade old game. I mean,
But
it
the
is
but the,
cool.
the but the thing is, because they're switching to Siri in Witcher 4, you have to bridge that gap somehow. And I guess this expansion is rumored to be that, because
Yeah,
there's a lot of questions in world lore wise, and for me, again, as we just mentioned, the woke bullshit is how they're going to do this properly. That's going to make the fans of the series okay with everything.
yeah. Um. Well, I mean, I know that like in certain parts, Siri is a playable character in The Witcher 3. Which, by the way, I hate that that's her name because every time she gets mentioned, my iPhone always goes off. Um, since that's the name of the voice assistant.
I think you were mentioning the playable character theory. She is playable in The Witcher 3, but she's very much overpowered in that game. And let's face it, you can't start a new game and a new trilogy with somebody that overpowered.
Yeah, because I know that like I know then that in Witcher 3 she can like automatically heal, whereas like
Yeah,
you
in Witcher 3, she's still got all of her Lady of Space and Time powers at that point, which that character would be fun as fuck to play with. But I get what we've seen in the trailers for Witcher 4 is she's going to be a full fledged Witcher that's gone through all of the trials, and that's where all of the lore questions come in.
well, I mean, I would imagine, and I'm not as much into that series as you are, but I would imagine like in order for her to be like a Witcher, they would almost have to like strip her of her power, which
Right,
would
and that's basically the way I see it is as is the Lady of Space and Time. She's more powerful than Geralt, so she's got to go through some life or death situation where she has to make the choice: do I die or do I go through the trials?
yeah. Um, is Ciri immortal? So is she basically like a mortal in the books or in the game?
She's essentially a half human, half elf. She's mortal. She can die, but her powers are so that she basically has a severe advantage for pretty much everybody in the universe as far as battle wise.
Okay, so it's kind of a god
The
mode thing, but
only
not like not
entities that she
completely.
wouldn't outright have an advantage to, pretty much God mode in universe. The only thing that she couldn't outright beat flat out is probably the elder vampires.
Yeah, I probably need to like start playing Witcher 3 again
Well,
because
so our listeners get the bit of information that they need in universe. The elder vampires, the only way they can be defeated is if their own kind does the final blow.
interesting. So so only vampires can like fully kill other vampires.
Right, and
Then
that's the higher vampire variant. The other normal versions that are quote unquote normal versions of vampires that were throughout other fantasy genres can be killed just by the normal way. But higher
interesting.
vampires have to be killed by other higher vampires.
Have so have you so I mean The Witcher is your favorite fantasy series.
Correct.
Or have you like ever thought about like writing anything fantasy related? Because I know you've done like some writing. Uh,
I've thought
uh
about it. Unfortunately, I'm extremely undisciplined, so I would really have to be like out of commission as far as uh, electronics to have uh, the gumption and or discipline to actually do that. Otherwise, ADD would kick in,
yeah. Um how d- how'd you
or there
actually
would have
get
to be
it?
some motivating factors.
Well, I mean, I think I certainly think that you would at least be. I mean, you seem to understand like the fantasy.
Right. I have. It was a major outlet when I was going to college for music. I would basically have a notebook on me at all times because on occasion the music professors would have us write lyrics or a poem or whatever just on a whim, and wrote this poem, uh, trying to get into a spoken word poetry group, and it was a hit with the instructors as well as a bunch of my friends. And they're like, "More, you should do this piece, and we're gonna set you up as the opener because it's you know me, Sam. The title of the poem is Cripple, so it'll smash you in the face." Again, two cripples wheel into a bar. That's freaking hilarious. Special needs people, it's funnier than hell. So good. Yeah, it's a primary diagnosis of spina bifida with corrected scoliosis because I had to have the Harrington rod surgery back in the day. I can absolutely tell the weather. I am more accurate than the weatherman. Yes, it definitely sucks. But as long as it's a gradual change, I can typically manage. It's when the when Mother Nature wants to be a bitch and change on a whim. That's when it not, kicks me in the ass. Not so much in the not so much in the fall in the fall and summer, but where I'm at in New York, we get lake effects now. So yeah, unfortunately, we get crazy changes on occasion in the winter. Yeah, that would kill me. He's a masshole that's used to subarctic temperatures. Goddamn polar bear. That and it wouldn't exactly be uh, uh, right on our end to not give each other shit. At least you shouldn't, anyway. Well, I kind of hope to get bits and bones a little more refined as it is. But the show as it is, it's pretty loose. Find a couple topics throughout the week, and we just go off that. And like playing with a couple ideas about format. I just don't know if I'm actually going to change anything or not. Hopefully, with it being on YouTube now, we can do that. And you and I are so used to long form content, we don't really deal in the bite sized TikTok type content. You mean YouTube shorts of Breaking Bad, not bits and bones? I was like, they've seen YouTube shorts of bits and bones. I'm like, how are they doing that? Unless you and Max are doing that. That's what I thought. Make the giant cook. Maxine. Maybe the Giant and Maxine can cook for us. Works. Well, what I was going to bring up, I touched on a little while ago that Rebel Wolves developer dropped a video earlier today, the day after Bits and Bones, of course, essentially unofficially announcing that 2026 is the year of Blood of Dawn Walker. And if I had to guess, we'll probably get that game probably mid to late summer or right around Halloween. Being a independent studio, it might. I would probably venture between 50 and 60, just going off what I know about the studio. Yeah, fuck that game. $100. Fuck that. First light. Yeah, I probably won't touch GTA 6 until it like goes on like half price sales. I'm so glad that game didn't win a fucking thing at the fucking Game Awards. Crazy. On that token, there, Sammy, on occasion you'll get a game that, say, for instance, is released in September or October. It doesn't do too hot, so by December, January, it goes on sale for 50% off. And the rumor is they're not very happy with the Ghost of Yotai sales. So you would think at some point that game is going on sale. That's funny as hell. And honestly, finding Red Dead Redemption for $20, I almost would have bought that on principle. Right. I'm constantly going back and forth between replaying Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk again. Trying to do yeah, Evil Corpo V. I have. It's fun. I think it's Joe. I think when I get to it, I'm actually going to do the super shitty suicide ending for Corpo V. Just to shoot yourself. Because I want to do it simply because it's the one ending that I've never done. I've done a lot of the other Corpo stuff, but I've never done the suicide ending. But from the clips that I've seen online, the video clip, the video clips from Judy at that ending, heartbreaking. They didn't. Right. I think I saw that comment too, or something like that in the comments as well. On that same token, if anybody's actually thinking about suicide, please don't. I, I, I promise you, life is not that bad to do that. No, don't get me wrong. I've had some pretty fucking low lows in my life. Knock on wood, not in like 20 years, but I had some major lows back in the day. And just no, just don't do that ever. Because sure, your pain is over, but you've just dealt a lot of other people pain. Jesus Christ. Because of course they are. Yep, I can see it. Yep. Oh, that's funny as fuck. Fat JD Vance. That's funny as fuck. Speaking of AI slop, I saw a headline a little bit before we got on tonight that the head of Microsoft is whining that video gamers are calling things AI slop. Well, it's called "Don't Make AI Slop Games," and we won't call it AI slop. How about you make your AI not shitty? They've tried to, but unfortunately, my PC is on the older end of things now, and it actually can't upgrade to Windows 11. Yeah, I have no issue with being quote unquote stuck on Windows 10. I mean, at some point, I'm sure I'm going to need a new PC that does is able to take Windows 11. But right now, it's running everything that I need. It might not run everything the best that I would need, but it's good enough to do a podcast. So I'm okay. Yep, it runs my Witcher 3, it runs my Cyberpunk, and it runs podcasting. I am good. My cousin has a family accessible, an extended family accessible uh, Plex server where he shoves all of the movies that he can get his hands on onto the Plex server, and we all share that through our PC. So I watch movies on the PC. Oh yeah. The only thing I don't use my PC for is uh, portable YouTube stuff. Uh, I'm on. Those that don't know, I'm on with Sam and Max on Wednesday nights. Whitfield Report, and then Friday nights 10 p.m. EST. Bits and Bones on Rumble, YouTube, and Kick. Nice. Yeah, understandable. And if anybody wants to get a hold of me on X, I'm at Mortheous, Mortheous. Yes, indeed. Yeah, typically I'm a lurker in Discord, but if somebody pings me, I will have no problem conversing and replying to whatever the gentlemen want to talk to me about. Thanks for having me, Sammy.
The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Thank you for watching the Whitfield Report live on the Right to Offend Media Network. Make sure to check out Sam's books on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle. You can follow Sam on X at SamW_NGC and the Right to Offend Media Network at RTO Media. Like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. And until next time, God bless, God save this great nation. God, freedom, legacy, in that order.